Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to show and tell number 97, I believe we're at. So, I'm still in a circle of cakes down here. I did not put anything up after I filmed the other night. So, literally, it's like a wall of yarn down here. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. Mine's been pretty decent. It's, oh, yay. The Anyhoo update to my phone means everything's showing up over my screen, so I don't have to tilt to see what the messages are. Yeah, it's been a really interesting week. Random things have happened, but the most important thing has been it has been sunny and warm here. The weather has been absolutely stunning. I am absolutely shocked at how good it's felt. You know, we went from like highs of 30 with ridiculous wind chills and the moisture in the air because it literally had rained nonstop to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday have all been in the 60s, low 70s with a nice comfortable breeze going through, and it's been sunny. Now tomorrow it's going to be like 55 and rainy all day, but it's been amazing. It's literally complete polar opposite from what we've been experiencing, and it was literally I think Sunday was sunny, but the high was like 40. I mean, it was freezing cold. Wind chill wise, it was like 40, but beautiful. And then we had rain on Monday, and then out of nowhere, highs of the 60s and 70s with beautiful sunny weather. And it's like that perfect springtime feel. So hopefully we're heading into spring and I can feel a little bit more energized versus feeling exhausted because it's, you know, our 10th day of rain in a row. But next week will be a rainy week, so pro con. But I can, after at least having a week of pretty sunny, it'll be nice. It'll be okay to have a little bit of rain. Oh goodness. Everybody wants to message me when I'm filming, not, you know, when I message them. So I did get some work done this week. I have crafted my little fingers off. Let's start down here. That needs to go there. That goes with that. Okay. So I do have 3 finished objects. I did not bring down any of my WIPs this week. I will kind of like loosely discuss what I've been working on, but the first thing I did is one of Pamela's Perfect Pocket Shawls without the pockets in the Lion Brand Cupcake Peas and Carrots. Peas and Carrots. And this is just holding 2 together and kind of letting the colors land wherever they land. I did take my, like, turned my light balance all kinds of bright. Warm up a little bit. I do actually have a cake right here. I can show you the cake. So that's what the cake looks like, and then holding 2 together. This is 100% acrylic, 150 grams, 590 yards. It is a DK weight yarn. Recommended needle is a 5 and a hook is an H. I'm actually using a K to do this. I took one of my crochet stitching areas upstairs with me last night, and I'm getting ready to start another stole style shawl like this. But I kind of want to play. Oh, I forgot an end. It's for my starting end. But I kind of want to play with some different stitches for the next one. As much as I love this pattern, this is what, like the 5th one I've done with this base shawl. I think I've only put the pockets on one, ironically. But yeah, I do want to play with some other stitch patterns for some of these. For Lent, I'm going to try to do 1 shawl a week. So I need to start my 2nd shawl for Lent. I did make another one though. This one is going to my mother-in-law. Unfortunately, she had an accident and will be, oh, and for this one, for the first one, I didn't do any of the textured stitches, back loop stitches, things like that. I just did straight half doubles or doubles, wherever those are called for. This one, I did do the textured stitches. This is Cupcake in Spring Break. She loves bright colors. My mother-in-law very frequently will wear like hot pink or electric blue. So that's what this one is. I had 4 cakes of this. This was 350 yards, I think, or 350 grams. And I'm going to take the leftovers and do another one of those spring shower cowl shawls, because I really like the way that pattern hangs on me. And I've been wearing the one I made in Genie a lot recently, so I kind of like something a little bit more spring colored. And I'm starting with the lavender for my shawl. But yeah, she took a fall and burned herself pretty badly, so she will be convalescing at home for a while. And I thought I would send her something just to brighten her day. So I actually had meant to film yesterday, so I could get this in the mail today, but I'll get it out for tomorrow. I have to go to the post office, or the grocery store tomorrow anyway, so I can drop that off at the post office for her. But yeah, she's doing really well. My mother-in-law is in her 90s. She's a fierce woman. She is very just determined to not let things get her down, and she's handling this really well. She's enjoying some gross out pictures. She's trying to see how many of the family members she can gross out. So she's having my sister-in-law take pictures and send them to all of the siblings. Like I've said before, my husband's one of 7 kids, so big family, and it's been entertaining. That's one of the things that I keep getting notifications for, that somebody's posted in that group. But yeah, she's doing really well. We were really, really worried when everybody first found out she had fallen and burned herself. I guess we shouldn't have been nearly as worried as we were. She's an interesting woman. I would not be taking it with this much grace. If I had fallen and burned myself like she did, I would not be taking it with this much grace. But I'd be more mad at myself than anyone else. So, but I think she'll enjoy that. She's not a huge shawl person necessarily, but because it is still kind of cold here at night, we are still getting down into the 30s. I figure she would enjoy something to just kind of wrap around her shoulders, especially in the back room of her house. It's kind of like this room where it's the furthest place from the heat registers. So yeah, so hopefully she'll enjoy that. I do have to make sure I get pictures of that before I do my yarn bingo video, or before I send it, so I have something to share yarn bingo to show. So I took the gold scraps out of the first peas and carrot shawl, and I did do a child's hat. This is a basic double crochet hat with a little flangey brim before you start some front post. I don't like how this turned out. I think there's a better way to do this, so I'm going to play with this style brim on some hats. And I actually got my seam more or less straight. But I'm going to play with that, and I will probably come back and do a tutorial on how I decide to do this finally. I know it'll work. I'm just not quite sure how I want it to work. Does that make sense? So we'll probably see some more basic double crochet beanies, but you can see where it starts with the light and dark golds there and transitions to the all gold, and then accidentally ended up with an all yellow section. So I really enjoy using mandala and cupcake yarns for stuff like this. The colors are just so much fun to work with, and it's an easy way to keep yourself going, because it's like one more color change, one more color change, one more color change, and you stay excited about getting to the next color. I think that's one of the reasons why I love cake yarn so much. And the last thing I have finished is the first of my squares for the Cozy Murder Mystery Cowl with Christy Cook over at Tea Doddles. And I didn't think about this, not having the other one done, sharing this now. You really can't see the stitch pattern in this yarn. So this is Red Heart Super Savers in Alpine print. This has been discontinued for many, many years, but this was a really cool square. I would actually consider doing like a rectangular granny square in this kind of pattern. So you start out with a basic granny, but then you do these cross stitches in the center instead of granny clusters. So you only have your granny clusters coming out at the corners, and then you have the textured stitch in each wedge, and it kind of accents the wedge. And it's a really cool texture stitch. You can kind of see the diagonals that are created right here. But in person, you can see the texture a lot more than you can on camera. But next week I'll have the other one done. I'm enjoying the book. I'm about 30% in. I was reading it last night, so I'm one of those people who occasionally like to let my electronics just die. And particularly my phone. A lot of things don't seem to reset unless I let the battery die. So last night I got out of the shower and everything, and I'm, hanging out in the bedroom, getting ready for bed. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm down to like 5%. I'm just going to go ahead and kill my cell phone battery. I'll let it charge overnight and whatever. Finally, my phone dies, and I pick up my Kindle, and I've got 3% left on the battery for that. Apparently, I've been doing a lot more nighttime reading than I realized. So I got probably about 20 pages in last night and was getting really engrossed into it. We're finally now to the murder and stuff. And then my Kindle died. So, but it's probably a good thing, because I'm one of those people who will start getting engrossed in a story and then not fall asleep until they finish the book. So it's probably actually a good thing. Sour drink mix. It's an acai berry electrolyte drink. But I just brushed my teeth. It's got a lot of citric acid in it. That'll wake your mouth up. So in the process of kind of like picking up, sorting, and organizing, I'm still working on trying to get my craft room put back together. I've been doing organization projects and then left with a new pile of things I have to deal with. But I have been working on trying to get all my mandalas and cupcakes turned so I can see the colors easier. I do still have a couple that I have stored on their sides up here in groups, but having used now 4, 5, 6, 7 out of my stash, I'm getting a little bit more room. Remember, the goal was 20 for this year, so I will probably hit my goal. I'm already at 7, and we're really into the year. I didn't bring down my crochet surprise box because it still looks about the same, just a little bit longer. I've done 63 row repeats on the base shawl, so I'm at that halfway point. I've used 2 balls of yarn, so I'm there. I've had a bit of starteritis. Like I said, I've already started number 1, I have the Lenten shawl. Then this happened, and this needed to be done. But I decided to take the scraps. I already started the Spring Showers cowl shawl out of its scraps. I had just started the new fade shawl I was working on. That's on the bias shawl wrap. Then I decided I wanted to do a review on the Karen Ripple cakes that just came out. So I started a project with that, and that's going to take a little while because I'm doing a tank sweater. It's a pattern that is by Katie and the Squid. I'll talk more about that next week because I should hopefully have most of one side of that sweater done, but it is done in 2 pieces. There's something else I started. I got the blanket started for the next of the Christmas gifts blankets, but I think I started that as of last week. There's something else I pulled to start. Plus, I've got the next Lenten shawl that I'll already be starting, so it's like I keep starting things. Oh, the cake that I shared that I got at my LYS the other day. I started a shawl with that. So like I've got that started. And that's another it's a 4-row repeat, or I'm at the point where it's a 4-row repeat, but I actually have to count stitches. Plus I've been working on my architecture scarf, so like that's been making progress. So And I keep looking at my mandalas and cupcakes going, ooh, I really want to make ... Ooh, I really want to ... And then it didn't help that, you know, I bought some of the skinny cakes on clearance, which I already did a haul video for the Karen cakes that I bought on clearance. And it's like, that's so spring-like. I really want to make something with that. And particularly this one is giving me a hard time. And I am thinking about doing that pattern right there, because for some reason I'm just really loving that pattern. It says it's on the label. Does it have the name on the label? Would be the crochet sawtooth shawl. So yeah, I've been inspired to work with a lot of different things recently, and I'm having a very hard time, like, not allowing myself to start every single project. This is why I forget I have projects I really want to make, because it's like, ooh, I want to, ooh, I want to, ooh, I want to. And then by the time I allow myself to start another project, I've already forgotten what the first three ooh, I wannas are. So, yeah, so that's kind of been where I am on the WIPs and future projects. I don't think there's anything else that's particularly interesting that's occurred. No, I didn't really order anything else after I bought these. I didn't get another order. So the next video in the yarns that I think are worth it will be up hopefully on Saturday. I'm getting ready to film that. If you have a yarn you want to know about, that's, you know, maybe something that's a little older on the market and stuff, and you're wondering, is it really worth it? Feel free to make a suggestion. I will probably also eventually start a series, yarns that probably aren't worth it. But this is more or less going to be focusing on big box yarns, or yarns that are easily accessible to most people. I do have certain brands that I have worked with for many years, but if there's something maybe you want to know, like, I had somebody asking me about like Windtuck yarn a while back, the other day, and that's come up a couple of times. It's no longer on the market. It's an old yarn. It was discontinued like 20 years ago, but it still shows up at random places like Goodwill, those bags that you get donated because somebody's grandma knitted for many years. And whether or not, like, this is something you should try to force yourself to work with, is it going to hold up? Did it hold up originally? You know, feel free to ask those kinds of questions. Even if I don't do a dedicated video, I'm more than happy to answer if I know the answer. So anyway, you guys, I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope the rest of your week is amazing as always. Take care of yourself, be kind to others, and know that I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all real soon.